Okay, we have here 2015 Montero GTV that we're gonna do ECU reflashing on. So first things first, we're gonna do a baseline dyno run, see how much power that it makes. I believe that this one already has our exhaust and K&N and intake here on front. Okay, so this is the setup of the car when it came into the shop. There's K&N intake from us. Everything's from us actually. So front mount intercooler, and then 3-inch downpipe, 3-inch midpipe, Borla muffler, and Borla tip all the way up to the back. From what we know on our previous dyno runs, stock Montero GTV makes around 145, 155 horses to the wheel. So this one with everything on it should be around 10, 12, maybe 15 horsepower more over stock. So we should be looking at around at least 160 horses to the wheels. Okay, this is how we reflash the Montero. We use two pieces of software. The first one is a reader-writer software, which is this one. All this does is it reads the ECU data, which is basically 1.5 MB small file. That's it. And then it writes that same 1.5 MB back into the ECU. That operation itself is called flashing because para siyang flash drive ng USB. Then after we get that 1.5 megabytes of data, we have to open it up here in an editing software. So once you open it up, these are the things that can be adjusted with regards to power. It looks complicated, but like most things tungkol sa kotse, it's pretty, the name itself is descriptive enough. So like, let's take this one, boost pressure. Obviously it controls boost pressure. So there are three settings here: boost pressure, actuator, duty cycle. This is how far we move the VGT. There is an actuator, it's an electronic lever that moves forward and backward, so that controls how much forward, backward. The more boost, the backward, the less boost. Then another thing here is injection. This is how much diesel to inject. And all of this is about injection. This is rail pressure. Higher the rail pressure, the more fuel that is delivered, the more power that you will make. And then this part here is torque. Particularly here is the pedal map. This is what everybody wants because this map here is the one that reduces the throttle lag, yung delay na everybody keeps complaining about. And by the way, the delay is not turbo lag. There's no such thing anymore. It's actually pedal lag and caused by the electronic throttle. You can check out our electronic throttle video, link in the description below, to see why your car has delay and what can be done to solve it. Actually, this is what is going to be done to solve it. So once we do the editing here, we change out all the values here. Say in this one, we can change out the values. We can make it higher. We can make it higher, we can make it lower. How much to adjust? Well, yun yung binabayaran mo. You're paying for the know-how and our experience in adjusting it. Tama na tong adjustment na to, kulang pa, sobra pa, safe or not. That is, you only get from experience, and every car is different. These numbers, if you put it in another car, might not be optimal. Might be sobra, might most likely kulang also. So each car is different. That's why every car we have to put on the dyno, because if you do go to a guy na, sige, pwede ko reflash kotse mo, he'll do this pretty much the same thing. He'll do the adjustment, then he'll load this file back up into your car. Lalakas? Yes. Gano kalakas? Ewan. Of course, he'll say something, oh yes boss, 50 horsepower to, 60 horsepower to. But how can you be sure if you don't have a dyno? We've seen actually people who do this one, the really cheap reflash without the dyno. They claim 50 horses, 60 horses. When we dyno it, 20 horse, 30 horse. So just like going to a doctor, may doctor na mumurahin, may doctor na mas mahal with the correct equipment. Since you love your car, obviously you want the best care for it. You don't go to just any guy who has a laptop and then can plug it in and then say, okay, okay na, that's it. Doesn't work that way. Tuning is not a guessing game. It's not a blanket, one-size-fit-all thing also. Okay, for those of you that are wondering what this thing is for, this is actually the line to read how much boost the car makes. It's only applicable if your car is turbocharged. So since the Monteros are turbo diesel, we need to see how much boost it's making, because we will be raising the boost when we do the remap. There is a maximum safe limit on how much boost we can increase. Normally it's another 2 to 4 psi. Anything higher, you don't really make much more power. All right. We got it, 200 wheel horsepower right there. Okay, fine, 199. Or that's 200 for all practical intents and purposes. That's max. That's the peak gain. So peak gain is from 146 to 200. It's around 54 horses. But the big gain is here at the very bottom. Here at around 2.1. So that's from 100 to 180. That's 80 horses right then and there. So unang pitik pa lang malakas na. And of course, it's a diesel, so we're all about torque. Maximum torque gain is from 350 to 610 Newton meters here at a very low 2,000 RPM. So malakas sumibat in short. You don't even have to rev it all the way to 3.5. Just this area is very nice already.
Ba't siya sir nagloop sir?
Transmission. Sige, explain ko na yan. Oh, just in case people are wondering what this little loop is, transmission slipped a little, then kumagat ulit, because this is like the 4th run, 5th run already, so medyo mainit na yung transmission. As far as yung usok na pinag-iisipan at laging tinatanong ng mga tao, mausok lang siya sa todo baon. Sa normal driving, cruising, no usok at all. That's the correct way that it has to be tuned pag diesel. It's only mausok on full throttle and at 2.5 RPM and up. This is how we see the smoke level here. This is at full throttle and it starts here at 2.5. If it gets close to this 14.7 line, this is where it's mausok. Anything below here is lalong mas mausok. Pero dito sa unang tapak, it's still far from the 14.7 line, so hindi siya mausok.